Hey dolls, have you ever been fully made up from the day and on to the next and wondering, what am I going to do with this makeup? How do I go from this to this? Well, I'm going to show you guys how I retouch and redo my existing makeup when I don't have enough time to fully remove all of my previous beads and do a new bead. I'm going to show you guys how you can still end up flawless and just feed off of your existing makeup. So let's get into it. Love you. First things first, I start with my MAC Fix Plus. I spray this all over my face just to kind of soften up things, re-moisturize, revitalize, and just to get things back popping. Now, I was on vacation and we had been out all day shopping and going around, and I didn't have time to fully cleanse my face and get back ready before we moved on to the next adventure. So what I decided was I was just going to retouch my makeup, get back, looking great, but just as fast as I can. So yeah, this is what I'm going to share with you dolls today. Now, the first thing that I like to do is just to check my lashes if they need to be re-secured. Sometimes they lift on the sides when you're out in the sun all day. So I'm just applying a little lash glue to the corners, which is where it has lifted up. I'm using the tip of the tube because, again, I am in a rush and we want to kind of move things along fast. So I let the glue sit for a little bit and get tacky. And then you can use tweezers or whatever, but I just use my nails or my fingers and just press the false lash down to my real lashes and just get that back stuck together. This is a quick fix and not having to take them off and reapply them. Just put them back where you need to put them back. So that's all I'm doing here. And then I come in, guys, with just a regular piece of tissue paper or a napkin. And I dab this all over my face to remove the excess oil and also to remove any makeup that is kind of unsettled and sitting up on the skin. I know some people would say use blotting tissues so that you don't disturb the makeup, but in this case, we want to remove anything that does not want to be there because we don't want it there either. So yes, now I'm coming in with my new MAC Moisturizing Nourishing Foundation that I have been trying out and been really enjoying so far. And I'm using just a flat top Pretty Girls SO5 or CO4 brush here. And I'm just going to be tapping that all over my face, this foundation. I tried to avoid the areas that I had contoured previously because those are going to come through a little bit darker underneath your foundation. So I just wanted to work it in everywhere that I had like my highlighter and foundation and stuff before. Now, I really wish that I could move this fast. I know my husband would be super happy if I could apply my makeup this fast, but I have sped it up for the sake of the video, you guys. So yes, but that is all I'm doing, is just applying the foundation everywhere and avoiding the contoured areas, as you can see on my cheeks and the perimeter of my face. Now I'm coming in with a big fluffy brush, and this one is from Pretty Girls also, and I am just further blending, working that foundation in, making sure there's no streaks or nothing looks unflawless, because we do want to achieve and come back to a flawless face even though we had makeup on previously. Yes. So now I'm coming in with my Studio Fix from MAC, and I'm just applying this to set my foundation, because even though it is not a fresh face, we still want the foundation to stay in place. So this is an awesome setting powder, and it is a matte finish, so I want to make sure that I don't have any shine since I didn't get a chance to reprime or anything like that. Then I'm coming in with the contouring brush from Pretty Girls, and I'm using my Studio Tech NW55 just to contour out my face. Now, as you can see, I am really working that under jaw area, the neck area, because I hate the idea of double chin, especially when you can contour it away. So I usually like to just kind of put my face down in a position where it creates that, even though it's not there. That way, if I'm ever like going down in my purse or leaning down or somewhere that would make that double chin come on, that I know it is covered up and concealed with my contouring. Yes, and I'm also doing my cheeks and coming around to warm up my face a bit around the perimeters of my face. and I really like a striking contour on the cheeks, so that is what I am doing here. Then I grabbed this really precise brush that I love to use, and this is also from Pretty Girls and their highlight and contour set, and it is a perfect brush, you guys, to just really get in and carve out your nose. I do like to contour my nose, and I bring that same NW55 Studio Tech up into my crease area on my eyes, because it's also a great product to carve out your eyes and just to kind of bring that whole contour look together, from the nose all the way up through the eyes and the crease area, and just bring it together and give a really sculpted look. Now I am going in and fixing up my eyebrows, and I am using an angled brush, and I am using my Dip Down pomade from MAC. And I really like this because the Dip Down lasts all night and all day. It really does give a great finish. It looks really natural in this color if you are darker haired, in terms of like being a brunette or jet black and all of that. This is the color that I definitely recommend for you. And then I'm just using a eyebrow brush just to kind of make sure that the Dip Down powder or product is evenly distributed in the brows, and that it looks really natural, and make sure that all of my eyebrow hairs are going in the same direction. Then I'm coming in with this e.l.f. lash and brow mascara, which I really love to set my eyebrows with. It really gives it a natural finish. It does not look really creamy or anything, which is great. I'm coming in with my bronzing powder that you guys know I love, just to set the contour and to warm up my face. This is really going to give some color, bring some color back, since I was using, you know, my foundation and concealer and all of that. It really gives a lot of color, bringing it back into the face. As you guys can see, it's giving just a really pretty natural glow on the skin, and also using it as a setter. Now I'm coming in with my concealer from LA Girls, which I know everyone loves, and this one is in the color Toffee, which for me is a little more natural and closer to my skin type as far as a highlighter goes. So I've put that on just straight out of the tube, and now I have this really cool contour brush from Pretty Girls again, and I'm using that just to blend it all out. It's got a really nice point on it that's not too sharp, but just sharp enough to where it gets right in there underneath the eye area, down the bridge of the nose, and really gets those areas blended out well. So I really do love this brush for blending in those areas, the smaller areas of your face, but it's also great to use as a highlighter brush, but I do like my fan brush for highlighting. So now I'm coming in with the same brush and using my MAC mineralized powder. I believe it's in medium deep or medium golden, but I will put that information below. And I'm using this to just set my highlighter. I know that there is a big craze with the baking, so will do that now, or here you'll see that I've put it on a little bit heavier than I normally would. So don't get scared, you guys. I am going to brush this off later. But this technique is good because it allows the powder or whatever you're applying to sink into the skin and to really adhere to the skin while you're still kind of zhuzhing and doing other things. So you kind of just leave that sitting there, as you can see. And then when you go to brush it off, you knock off the excess and you leave behind just a really pretty, flawless highlight that looks really cohesive and beautiful. So yeah, I'm just applying a little bit of my NARS crystal powder now, just to kind of further hone in on those high points of my face and highlighted areas that I want to really pop and give some depth and further highlight or contour to the face. So I really like this powder because it gives a really smooth airbrushed finish, and I need that in my life. So now, you guys, I am just coming in with my smoked palette from Urban Decay, and this is an older palette, so I'm not sure if it's still available. I'm sure it should somewhere, but yeah, I'm just coming in with this palette But if you have any similar colors, they will work just as well.
The color that I picked up here to really accentuate my crease and deepen it is called Backdoor, and it's just a very pretty dark smoky brown color, like a dark chocolate brown. So if you have this color like in a matte color or whatever color you want, then that will work just as well. And I am just blending this into the crease using a windshield wiper motion back and forth, deepening the crease and defining it. Then I'm coming in with this NYX loose pigment powder that I love, and I'm just using that all on my eyelid, towards the top of the lid, just to really give it a pretty color. Since it is the evening time, I wanted to give a little intensity to the lid and to add some color here. And I really like this pigment powder because it's a really pretty color. It's really women of color friendly. So I'm going to use this because I'm traveling and I did not bring a lot of eyeshadows besides the smoke palette and then some of these loose pigments. I'm going to be using the same color also in my tear duct to highlight this. And then I'm also going to use it, as you will see later, to highlight my cheekbones with this same pigment powder. So it's really, really diverse, which I love about it. Then I'm just taking a tapered brush and just blending out that tear duct area so that the highlight is not just sitting there looking crazy. You do want to blend that in as well. I'm coming in with just a little bit more just to, you know, give it a further little deepness to the lid area. I'm coming back in with the smoked palette and I'm picking up this really pretty color here, and I'm going to apply that on my lid itself. And it's kind of a rich, kind of purpley, reddish kind of color, and it's just really pretty. I wanted to add a little color to the eyes as well because the dress that I'm wearing is white. The lip that I'm going to put on later is going to be a little bit on the purpley kind of side. So I wanted to bring a little bit of that color onto the eyes so that it kind of is cohesive, or that it is cohesive and flows together to make a complete look. Then I come in with that same purple color and a pencil brush, and I'm just going to use that to smoke out my lower lash line. I'm bringing that color right below where your eyelashes are on your lower lid or lower lash line, and I'm just going to smoke that out, blend it out, and just give a little color to the bottom of the eye area and bring this whole smoky eye look together. Now, since I'm doing my makeup in reverse per se, since I already had some residual makeup on, I'm coming in now at the end instead of the beginning, and I'm highlighting underneath my eyebrow or brow bone, and I'm using Painterly, which I love for highlighting under my eyebrows. And I did this last because it was just a little bit easier, because I wanted to make sure that the transition between my eyebrows and the eyeshadows was more seamless and less telltale that there was, you know, product there before. So I'm applying this just with that same pencil brush, and then I'm going to make sure to blend this out, kind of working it down so that it creates a line between the eyeshadow and the eyebrow highlight. I put a little bit of my Miss Mango mascara on my eyelashes just to kind of further hide that lash glue that I added back on the lashes, and to make sure that that's not showing. And then I'm going to also apply some to my lower lash line because I want to define those lashes now that I've smoked out that area. Okay, timer went off, baking is over with and done. Now I'm just going to brush off that excess powder using a large fluffy brush, and then I'm going to take this little powder puff or muff, and I'm going to press into those areas that I highlighted, because for me, I do have issues with larger pores, and I find that pressing into the skin actually kind of blurs those lines further. And now I'm just further blending my bronzed and contoured areas and making sure that, you know, all of the lines between the highlight and the contour are seamless, and it's no telltale lines where things start and end, which is very, very important, you guys. Now I'm coming in with that highlighter I was telling you about, using that loose pigment from NYX, and you can see how it just adds that gorgeous glow that is all the rave with the world, and I just love it. I put a little bit in my T-zone area as well, because I don't mind adding back on a little highlight as opposed to a shine coming through. And then I'm spraying it all down with my Fix Plus again, just to make sure everything is settled and to give it a natural look. I'm wiping off the moisturizer, and I'm adding on Heroin from MAC, and I also added on Up the Amp in the middle. So it's not an ombre effect, but it's just kind of just the color combination that I went with, so to soften it up. And here is the final look, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and that you've learned how you can retouch and revitalize your existing makeup when you don't have time to go through and redo it all from scratch. So thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.